All NGW wrestlers are highly trained professional athletes. Please do not attempt anything that you see in this show at home.
One of the biggest matches we have ever had on British Wrestling Weekly about to get underway. This has the potential to be truly spectacular.
Oh my God!
Bubblegum onto the ladder!
Second row, moonsault, brilliance from Town on the ladder, my God! Myers and Robbie X on the top of this ladder, Dave, and they are just centimetres away. Oh, and here comes the wild boar!
The Hitchman saw that he was in danger.
Oh, sends him into the ladder. Myers stops it there and oh my God! But here comes Robbie X, ducks a clothesline, X Express, centre of the ring, and he gets it!
He nailed it! Gilligan Gordon setting up the ladder and now trying to get some life back into Hitchman. Here comes Chardonnay, what a Chardonnay!
Oh my God, Chardonnay's going to steal it!
She's not even in the match!
Oh my God! He's telling her to get out of the ring and it looks like she's going to do it.
Oh, low blow! A low blow from Chardonnay on Gilligan Gordon! And Chardonnay being grabbed by Mike Hitchman.
Well, I mentioned the fascination that Hitchman has with Chardonnay, and who can blame him, to be honest, but Chardonnay has been playing a dangerous game with Mike Hitchman.
What is this? Don't do that!
Oh, God!
Bubblegum saving Chardonnay.
So look at Bubblegum, enraged.
Matt Myers with the Myers stunner. And is this the champion's chance to retain? Does Myers have the energy left to reach? He is just fingertips away from claiming that shot at the undisputed title. Well, but here comes Robbie X. And now it's Robbie X's turn.
Oh, God!
Will Robbie X win it here?
He's almost got it, Dave. And Myers, pulls him off, into a stunner.
Wow, Ching, that clipboard, but he's got to actually gain possession of it. Here comes Bubblegum with a rake to the eyes.
Oh, God. We knew this was going to be special. And, oh no,
Myers falls to the ground. And Bubblegum knows the moment is his.
Oh, Dave. He's sending a heart to Chardonnay and, he's got it. Bubblegum,
here comes Myers again. Matt Myers just will not quit. Myers exchanging forearms with Bubblegum atop that ladder in the middle of Hull City Hall. And Bubblegum falls.
Oh, now it's only down to Myers.
This time, Matt Myers reaches for the contract, and Matt Myers is gonna get a shot. Yes, Myers gets a shot against Nathan Cruz. Last season on British Wrestling Weekly, Gen X champion Matt Myers climbed the ladder to earn a shot at then NGW champion Nathan Cruz. But now, with Myers holding both championships, the race is on to name a new #1 contender for the Gen X Championship.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing at this time, accompanied by Roxy from Healing Island, weighing tonight 195 pounds. He is the unique Zack McCluskey.
What do I have that nobody else has? I'm unique. Everything about me is unique. You want to know how good I already am? I'm going to go ask Robbie X. When I wrestled Robbie X, I proved just how good I am by the fact I had time to walk nice and slowly up to the top rope, hit a picture-perfect moonsault, and beat him easily. So a new season, a new match for the unique Zack McCluskey, a Gen X 4-way match. Let me think. I think that 3 opponents is going to make it 3 times more satisfying when I come out the winner. Easy.
Well, Jake McCluskey certainly not lacking in confidence, but he's going to have a huge challenge on his hands if he's going to become #1 contender in this Four Corners match.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, introducing the second competitor.
Dave Bradshaw here at ringside along with former British heavyweight champion Alex Shane. And Alex, a Four Corners match so incredibly unpredictable.
Well, Dave, we saw at the top of the programme just how spectacular the Regeneration X ladder match was. Take out that ladder, replace it with a 10-minute time limit. This one could be even faster.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from Lincoln and winning tonight at 186 pounds, Robbie X!
Well, you heard Jake McCluskey talking down Robbie X's performance in their match last season. That's not how I remember it. In fact, if you look at these highlights here, for large portions of that match, Alex, Robbie X was very much on the ascendancy.
Well, Robbie X has a lot more experience in these 10-minute time limit environments, and actually, as far as I can recall, and as I'm sure the footage will show, Robbie X was going to go for that X-Express finishing move, and it was RJ Singh right there, jumped up on the apron, distracted Robbie X, knocked out his timing, and that allowed Jake McCluskey to pick up the win. It was an impressive win, but one that's always going to go in the history books as being marred by controversy and RJ Singh.
Absolutely right, and for that reason, Robbie X, of course, has a score to settle with Jake McCluskey.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the next competitor.
Well, talking about scores to settle, if there's one man that has an even bigger score to settle with Jake McCluskey and the rest of RJ Singh's factions, is this man right here, Bubblegum. And boy, is it personal.
Ladies and gentlemen, hailing from the city of Manchester, also winning tonight at 186 pounds, bad guy, Bubblegum.
Well, Bubblegum's going straight for McCluskey, and here's why.
Whoa, Chardonnay. Where are you going? You're a biggest part of this than anything. We're in an equal opportunities landscape.
Well, this is what it was, Dave Bradshaw, when Bubblegum's girlfriend Chardonnay were attacked by RJ Singh's faction. You notice Roxy, who came to the ring with Jake McCluskey, was part of that. And then when all of it was done and Chardonnay was left laying in the centre of the ring, who was stood right above her? Jake McCluskey. So Bubblegum is angered, and for good reason.
Lots of personal scores intersecting here, but of course, ultimately, it's all about the #1 contendership for the Gen X title.
Well, one man who may be more desperate than anyone to get back into title contention is the man we're about to meet.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing the fourth and final competitor.
The Mexican sensation has been embroiled in psychological warfare with Joseph Connors throughout the last season of British Wrestling Weekly. Can he focus his attention back on the Gen X title this week?
Ladies and gentlemen, from Los Angeles, Mexico, winning tonight at 185 pounds, he is the Mexican sensation,
Well, you mentioned the psychological warfare between El Ligero, Liam Slater and Joseph Connors. Well, that was best depicted in the match between Screwface and Connors, where already outnumbered, Ligero would have to go up against Connors on the outside, Lilith, and Ligero's apprentice and very close friend, Liam Slater. Connors, who has control of Liam Slater, spent the whole match trying to convince Slater to turn against Ligero. Despite his reluctant contract with Connors, he wouldn't do it. But at the conclusion of that contest, Connors made the ultimate statement by forcing Liam Slater to unmask Ligero. A broken Slater almost did just that until Connors made him stop, simply to prove his dominance. It was uncomfortable to watch.
Speaking of Liam Slater and Joseph Connors, Connors is going to be here next week. He's challenging Matt Myers for the NGW Heavyweight Championship. And that will be the first time this season we've seen Liam Slater. What kind of condition will Slater be in?
Well, that's a question we've wondered since last season, and next week we'll find out that. And also, who is going to be this season's NGW champion? Because, Dave, as much as I believe in Matt Myers, there's a very strong chance that Joseph Connors will be leaving with that title.
In the meantime, of course, as we said, El Ligero trying to put all of that business with Connors and Slater to the back of his mind here. because he has to focus not just on one opponent, but on 3 opponents. A 4 corners match here, 4 competitors, and only one of them can leave as the number 1 contender for the Gen X title.
And Dave, you can feel the tension between Bubblegum and Jake McCluskey. Bubblegum has been one of the least popular men. Look, could you ever believe that you would see Bubblegum be the first man to touch the top turnbuckle in a Gen X match? That's just how much he wants this one started. Bubblegum has never been a fan favourite, but against Jake McCluskey, Dave, I can feel the tides are turning.
Yeah, Bubblegum here is just chomping at the bit to get his hands on McCluskey, and now he does. And don't forget a 10-minute time limit here, so if you want to become the number 1 contender, you've really got to get your skates on and put away all 3 opponents.
And Bubblegum there, double teamed by Robbie X and Ligero. X sent to the outside, and we said this one was going to be quick, and business has picked up early in our Gen X 4 corners match.
There we go, sent to the ropes by Bubblegum, gets a Hurricane Rana on the man from Manchester. Here comes McCluskey, who goes to try and steal one early and gets a 2 count.
You cannot turn your back on any of these 4 men. 4 of the fastest men anywhere in the world of wrestling, and a huge opportunity for one of them to stake their claim to the Gen X title.
This is a 1-fall match, of course, so the first man to gain a pinfall or submission on any of their 3 opponents will be the winner and the number 1 contender. Robbie X trying to do just that and hits McCluskey with a drop kick.
And Bubblegum straight in, goes for Robbie X, and another drop kick sends X to the outside. We're going to have to take a short commercial break. Don't go anywhere. British Wrestling Weekly continues.
I am Liverpool's number 1, Zack Gibson, soon to be recognised as NGW's number 1, soon to be recognised as the UK's number 1, and soon to be recognised as the world's number 1. And how do I achieve that? I do that by winning the big matches, and it doesn't get any bigger than the 20-man Destiny Rumble. I'm not going to be in there one-on-one. It's not going to be 2 versus 2. This is 20 guys, potentially all in the ring at the same time, all fighting for a common goal. That is warfare. But the last time there was a warfare match in NGW, you know who made the difference. It was Liverpool's number 1, Zack Gibson. I was the guy that won that match for Team NGW. I was the guy that saved this company. When all the chips are down, when the stakes are high, that is when I excel. That is when you see the best of me. And at the Destiny Rumble, those 19 other dweebs are going to see the very best of Liverpool's number 1, Zack Gibson.
Zack Gibson there stating his intentions very clearly ahead of the Destiny Rumble, which is coming up in 3 weeks' time. But right now, we are in the middle of a 4 corners match, a number 1 contenders match for the Gen X Championship.
And Robbie X charged at Bubblegum. Bubblegum moved out of the way, and it looks now like Bubblegum is encouraging Robbie X, these former adversaries, to team up on Jake McCluskey. Well, that was short-lived and spectacular.
Now, Bubblegum, even if he's gained a little bit of popularity by virtue of his war against RJ Singh and Singh's assets, never forget that Bubblegum cannot be trusted as Ligero with the double team on McCluskey and Bubblegum. Ligero will go for the cover, and Ligero was a half second away from winning it.
And smart by Ligero. Goes for a second pin on Bubblegum. We are 3.5 minutes into this Gen X 4 corners match. And look at this quick thinking offense by Ligero.
Yeah, great innovative stuff from the Mexican sensation, but Jake McCluskey trying to get back into this, lands on his feet. A super kick right into the face of Ligero, takes him down with the second kick.
And McCluskey just kicking Ligero down to size. And, he stood on it. What's he got? Oh my God.
Wow, from on top of the back into a standing moonsault. And I think there, if Robbie X hadn't made the save, McCluskey could have won it.
All of that pressure and all of that weight down on the spine of the Mexican sensation, but McCluskey has no time to capitalise because this match is just carrying on thick and fast from everywhere.
Big slam down from McCluskey, goes for the cover, and another 2 count. This time it's Bubblegum who breaks it up. You're seeing here just how hard it is to gain a pinfall on any of your opponents when there's two other men to worry about.
And look at Bubblegum. His sights firmly fixed on one of the men he held responsible for what happened to his girlfriend last season. Comes down with a bulldog on Jake McCluskey. And Bubblegum's on fire, Dave.
Yeah, Bubblegum showing a renewed sense of purpose here. Oh, wait, that's Roxy. Roxy's in there. Roxy climbing on Bubblegum.
Well, careful, Roxy, because... I was going to say, she is responsible for what happened to Chardonnay, who spent 4 weeks in the hospital. Look at this. No. We can't have this, Dave.
Bubblegum was trying to attack Roxy. McCluskey made the save. And, of course, no disqualification in a four corners match, so everything is legal as far as Roxy's concerned. Here comes McCluskey.
I totally don't condone what happened there, what Bubblegum's actions were, but you can understand why Bubblegum's angry. But that distraction led to that kick and a huge dive by Robbie X. My God, Dave, I'm struggling to commentate on this one.
McCluskey has such a target on him, not just from Bubblegum, but from Robbie X as well, after his comments about Robbie before this match. 3 men down on the outside of the ring. El Ligero sees an opportunity here. Robbie X has not seen the Mexican sensation. Ligero will take a run up, and El Ligero takes out all 3 of his opponents.
From out of nowhere, Dave, the Mexican sensation up and over. I'm sure Matt Myers' attention is focused firmly on next week's match against Joseph Connors, but he cannot overlook what's happening in this ring right now.
A big task for Matt Myers to try and defend 2 titles, but El Ligero, meanwhile, goes to the C4L to try and become the #1 contender for one of those 2 championships. Meanwhile, Bubblegum in goes for the German suplex. McCluskey trying to elbow his way free, but an overhead kick right into the temple of Jake McCluskey.
And Robbie X runs straight into that kick, and a second by Bubblegum, goes for a third, and an enziguri. El Ligero setting up for a second C4L. Robbie X moves out of the way, straight into a back elbow. Ligero comes off into a kick, Dave, fast and furious. Oh my God.
Yeah, unbelievable stuff here from the Gen X division, the kind of high-octane action we've come to expect. And look at that for a German suplex from Robbie X. El Ligero stopped dead in his tracks there.
And look at this replay, Dave. Jake McCluskey, handspring off the apron, super kick into the side of the head of Bubblegum, but then that wasn't all, because Jake McCluskey distracted for a second, taken out by that dive by Robbie X, but then all 3 men with the over-the-top dive by El Ligero. Just incredible.
I thought that might be the defining moment of the match for El Ligero, but Robbie X in particular has done very well to get back into this, and look at him. Robbie X is on fire here. Robbie X with a kick to the side of the head of Bubblegum, and what a drop kick into the face of McCluskey. My goodness, the cover by Robbie X, and El Ligero breaks it up.
Well, it's every man for himself in this one. There's a lot of respect between Robbie X and El Ligero, but nothing is more important to these 2 men than a shot at the Gen X title as Robbie X goes for that X-Express on Ligero. Ligero moves out of the way.
And the X-Express instead hits McCluskey. El Ligero tries to steal it. Robbie X tries to roll him up. My God, look at this. Robbie X picks up El Ligero, drops him on the back of his head, across the knee. Robbie X for the #1 contendership, and El Ligero out again.
Wow, closest near fall of this match. We said it was going to be fast, Dave. I don't think anyone expected it was going to be at this pace. Wow.
Robbie X has had the momentum for the past minute or 2, but he's got to capitalise. He's got to find a way to put this match to bed here. El Ligero trying to fight back. Ligero goes to the ropes. Robbie catches him.
Oh, what's he going for here? Robbie X. Oh, but Dave, keep your eye on Bubblegum. He's set up for something. My Lord, comes back and... Oh, my God.
Only hit Robbie X in the head. El Ligero. Oh, my. El Ligero ended up with a pin, and Bubblegum had to break it up.
Dave, we are almost out of time here. The clock is running. The pace is frantic, and it's Bubblegum who's on top right now.
El Ligero taken down. Innovative ace crusher there from Bubblegum, and walks straight into a super kick. McCluskey is trying to set up Bubblegum for that picture-perfect moonsault.
It's how he beat Robbie X. He's saying, think of the money, but we cannot waste time because that clock is running down. McCluskey is on the top, and Bubblegum moves out of the way.
And McCluskey telegraphed it in midair, landed on his feet, but now Bubblegum and McCluskey go careering over the top rope to the arena floor.
And now, it's Robbie X and the Mexican sensation, El Ligero. Good friends, but this is all about the championship. He goes for that X-Express, handspring, off the ropes. Oh, and Ligero's got him.
What a counter from Ligero, and it was, oh my, it was so close. Ligero will charge at Robbie X again. El Ligero deposited on the second turnbuckle.
Dave, the clock is ticking down. We have well less than a minute here.
Desperation setting in for all four of these men now. Robbie X trying to finish it with a superplex. El Ligero will send Robbie X to the mat, and El Ligero perhaps with one last chance to become the #1 contender. Ligero takes to the skies in the Mexican way, but oh my, he bounced off. Ligero bounced off, and time has expired. Time has expired.
Oh God.
The 10-minute time limit has expired. The result of this contest is draw.
Well, Ligero's got to be wondering right now what would have happened if he hadn't have bounced off of Robbie X. But I'm wondering, what are we going to do about the #1 contender? Because we saw, as you can see from your replay here, some incredible action, but we are now officially without a #1 contender for Matt Myers.
Well, that's just one of the things on Matt Myers' mind, but he can't afford to be distracted because next week on this very program, he defends the NGW heavyweight title against Joseph Connors.
You know, my match with Nathan Cruz, it was so important, not just because of the championship being on the line, but it was the fact that it was Matt Myers and Nathan Cruz. It's no secret that me and Nathan are best friends, the best of friends. You know, we've been friends for 20 years, we've been wrestling together for 10 years, and to have that championship match in the Hull City Hall, that meant so much. And at the end you could tell, and Nathan embraced me for a hug when he passed me those title belts. That meant a lot. But then Joseph Connors came out and he ruined that for me. And I can't tell you that no one has ever offended me so much by not even laying a finger on me. You know, but whatever psychological game that Joseph Connors was playing, I'll give it to him. He's won. Because he's manipulated himself into a situation where he gets to face me for my New Generation Wrestling Championship. You know, and since Joseph Connors came into New Generation Wrestling, people have been asking him, what's his game? What's his end goal? Where is he going with this? And maybe this was it all along. Maybe his whole plot, his whole scheme was to get a New Generation Wrestling title shot. And now it just turns out that I'm the one holding those championships. But let me tell you, Joseph Connors, whatever plan you had, whatever direction you was going, let me tell you this is where it ends. And let me tell you why it ends here. Because Joseph Connors is coming into my city. He's coming into Hull. We're the city of culture. I'm proud of where I come from. I'm proud of the New Generation Wrestling fans. I'm proud of all the support that they give me. And I made him a promise. I made him a promise that I was going to win that New Generation Wrestling Championship no matter what it took. And it's been a bumpy road. You know, there was times when I didn't even think I was going to win that belt. But now, in my first title defence against Joseph Connors, there is no way, not a chance in hell, that I will be dropping that belt to him or anytime soon. So Joseph Connors, you know, I've watched all your stuff, but this game you're playing, this psychological warfare, it's not new to me. I've been doing this for 10 years. You may have got in the head of Liam Slater, you may have got in the head of El Ligero, but you will not get in my head. Because when we get in the ring, Joseph Connors, you're just a man. You're just one man. But when I'm in there with 1,000 people from the Hull City Hall. And that right there, that is a level of psychological warfare that I don't think you can handle.
Joseph Connors' 2-year campaign of deception, culminating in him becoming the NGW Heavyweight Champion. We'll find out next week.